Well, welcome everybody. Here we are, still in Truckee, California. KTRK, Kilo Tahoe, Kilo Tango, Romeo Kilo. Truckee, just outside of Tahoe, Lake Tahoe, of Lake Tahoe fame. We're going to do a full flight video today, at least that's my plan. We're in the middle of a major windstorm down here in Southern California, and Edison has said they may have to turn off our power to protect us from fire. So I figured we'd do a short but full flight. Short flight is right, 173 nautical miles down to San Jose. This is actually a flight that a lot of wealthy Silicon Valley types make. They get in their planes and fly over to, or their chartered planes and fly from San Jose up to Tahoe or back. So that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to need pushback, as you can see, so we'll have to stop that before it happens. But let's get up on the flight deck and get started. Expedite our short flight down to Norman Mineta, San Jose International. So we'll get started here with our startup procedures, which we've gotten a little more proficient at. Just not to say proficient.
Ground Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey IFR to San Jose.
Calibrate
ready to copy.
Our altimeter.
Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey is cleared to San Jose Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 2 climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Departure frequency is 127.9.
17,000.
1672.
Set our speed.
TAWS system.
Cessna November 34
Vertical
Bravo
speed,
Whiskey cleared
3,500.
to San Jose Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 2 climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Departure on 1
Short runway for takeoff.
by squawk 1672.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, read back correct.
Should be able to handle it there.
On 11.8.3.
Could be famous last words, who knows.
Ground Cessna November 34
Minimums at San Jose are 257. Here comes pushback. We got to stop this.
Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey, pushback request accepted.
No, cancel the pushback. I don't need pushback. Where are they going to push me back? Into the grass?
Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey request to end pushback received.
Good grief. Okay, good. All right, so let's start up our engine. Okay, right engine's going to spool up now. Make sure we got all our stuff addressed here as far as our takeoff checklist goes. Altimeter's addressed. Oh, let's get our recognition lights on. Pulse light, not yet. Taxi light. Anti-collisions. I'm upset that there's no snow on the peaks. I mean, this look outside. It looks like it could be July. You know what I mean? It shouldn't look like that. There's plenty of snow up on those peaks in Tahoe right now. That's a regrettable error. I think everything else has frankly been addressed. Notch of flaps. All right. Zoom in here on our MFD. Runway 2. Let me just confirm something here. Check the plates. Runway 2 at KTRK. KTRK. Airport diagram. Runway 2 is 4,654 feet long. Yikes. Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay, the right engine's good to go. We're definitely going to be holding. We're going to spool up with our brakes on. No question about that. Can I taxi IFR, please?
Ground Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Flaps.
Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey taxi to and hold short of runway 2 using taxiway Quebec Foxtrot Alpha Mike Quebec Golf Sierra. Contact tower on 120.75
Give me some arrows.
when ready.
There they are.
Taxiing hold short runway 2 using taxiway Quebec
Okay.
Foxtrot Alpha Mike Quebec Golf Sierra Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
That left engine's almost fully spooled up. No reason why we can't get rolling. Kill this ground crew guy. Well, maybe he got out of our way. Good for him. Okay. Stop our EPU. Should hear the wind outside my house. It's howling. Fingers crossed, huh? Come on, Edison, keep my power on. No, I'm not. Here we go. Yeah, see, there should be snow up on these peaks. They got plenty of snow up there right now. This looks like a summer's day. That's a shame. This is the correct runway, at least in terms of wind. You can see there's a 13-knot wind coming right from that direction. It's just that it's kind of short.
Tower Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey ready to go runway 2 Aguilar to San Jose.
I can't make this work.
November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey cleared for takeoff runway 2.
Mouse problem?
Cleared for takeoff runway 2 Cessna
Yeah,
November Tree
just a
4
mouse
Tree
problem.
Bravo Whiskey.
Okay, we're good to go. This should be interesting takeoff. Fingers crossed, friends. Should be able to handle it, especially with that kind of a headwind. But we're still going to hold the brakes while we spool up.
Approaching runway 02. Entering runway 02. 4,600 feet remaining.
4,600 feet remaining. Gosh, that might be one of the shorter runways I've taken off from in the longitude. This is going to be fun. I don't want to burn up any more runway than I have to. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with these trees, and they look deciduous. And it's January. All right, let's get out of Tahoe. Okay, let's get our timer ready. Start it. Sync our heading bug. Synced. Zoom out. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go. And release. Airspeed immediately alive. 60. There's the 1,000-foot markers. 80. 90. 120. 130. 150. Whoa, man, that was tight. I mean, we did it. It's okay. Autopilot. No, not engaging.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey contact Oakland Center on 127.905.
Autopilot's not engaging.
Going to 127.905 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
There we go. Jesus. Yes, I don't understand when it does that.
Oakland Center Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is climbing through 7,400
Switch to nav.
for 17,000 feet.
Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey Oakland Center. Continue as planned.
Gears up. Let's retract our flaps.
0.14.
Start to make that left turn. And full power takeoff. I'll tell you that much. There There's the left turn. Climbing at 3,700, 3,800 feet per minute. This thing's a rocket ship, I swear to God. Here we go. There's the airport. There's Lake Tahoe. Man, I don't know about you. That runway we took off from was disappearing really fast. I was like, oh my God, I wouldn't want to take off on anything shorter. Should get further clearance to climb here momentarily. Should be coming through any second. 16,005 up to 17,000. ATC should check in here any second, tell us to continue our climb.
Bravo Whiskey climb and maintain flight level 260. Keep speed below 250 knots.
260. Is that what I selected as my cruising altitude?
Flight level 260. Keep speed below 250 knots. Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Well, we'll find out soon enough here. 260, 280, I can't remember. Look at how beautiful that looks. I mean, it's just almost photoreal. Truly. There's the airport still. And look at Lake Tahoe.
Climbing through transition altitude.
Set our altimeter to standard. So tricky to control sometimes. Tailwind 18 knots. They have super high winds in the Bay Area this morning. The power cutoffs all over the Bay Area as well. But we're still landing on runway 31 left. I think it's 31 left. Yeah. In San Jose, and we'll go ahead and enter that right now for the ILS runway. And that is 110.9. No, 110.9. There you go. And then nav2 is the VOR frequency for San Jose is 114.1. There we go.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey contact Oakland Center on 119.75.
Look at this. I noticed this on yesterday's flight.
119.75 flying Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
Look at this.
Oakland Center, Cessna November 3
See that?
Bravo Whiskey.
It's like some sort of a graphical anomaly. Same out here.
Level 260.
See these two things? I've never seen those before.
Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey. Oakland Center, continue to signal and flame.
That's funny. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that and post it on the boards. Okay, we're coming to 250 right now. This is a short hop across Northern California. I'm going to have to take note of the intersection where this graphical anomaly is taking place. Signa. Cigna. There it is. See that weird thing? And over there too, looks like a big triangle. 280, okay. I didn't think it was 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Not flying as high as we usually do because it's such a short flight. Yeah, I mean this should all have a lot more snow on it in January. I mean, I know it's been a dry year for us, and it has been, but they got a lot of snow up in Tahoe. I mean, I know people who live there.
Destination ATIS is 126.95.
Betty's giving us the ATIS information. Turn off those landing lights. Let's see if we can grab a screenshot of that error. Is it out the window? Where is it? Where is it? Where'd it go? That's still there. It might have resolved as we got closer. Well, I can still screenshot the video. Can't see it anymore. Anyway, by providing the... oh, look, the other one's gone now, too. Huh. Well, by providing the waypoint information for it, I can allow other people to see if they can find it, if they're so inclined. Well, this will be a good test of ATC because we're at cruising altitude right now, but we're not going to be here for very long. Customarily, you'd expect at this altitude, or at this, you'd expect to begin your descent from 28,000 at 93 miles out. We're 132 miles out right now, so we're not going to be at cruising altitude very long. You can see we're still dealing with this oscillation roll. I don't know if you can notice it. Probably hard to miss. Rolling back and forth. Winds aloft, still a tailwind, 40 knots, coming at us from the northeast. These winds that we get here in California used to be more a feature of Southern California, but now they're kind of up and down the state. They caused by these real large high pressure ridges. I don't claim to be a meteorologist. And a low pressure ridge to the west of that high pressure ridge causes the winds to move from east towards the low pressure to west. They go over the mountains, and as they descend, they can pick up some insane speeds. They picked up last night a 97 mile an hour gust in Sonoma. This morning in San Francisco, the city, picked up 54 miles an hour. And down here in Southern California, I live close to the Santa Ana Mountains, and we're getting some insane winds all day. Started this morning. It was crazy. Anybody who's into meteorology will appreciate this story. But I got up this morning at 5, and I have a weather station, which probably doesn't surprise anybody. And the outdoor humidity was 98%. 48 degrees, 98%. And I went out for a run for an hour. When I got back, it was 23%. Humidity had dropped by 75%. In a very short period of time, so that was crazy. As those winds approached, came in. So again, here's going to be the big test. Will ATC fail us, or will they deliver? Approach is, I love some of the names: Board, Squigs, Clyde, Zulip, Hyvik. Jeans. Anyway, from Clyde, to Zulip. At Clyde, we want to be at 4,000 feet. Zulip, we want to be at 3,600 feet. There's 3.3 miles between Clyde and Zulip. Between Zulip and 2685, set the Blue Whiskey per day. Between Zulip and Jeans, there's 1.8 nautical miles. We need to be at 3,200 feet at Jeans, and at Hyvek, we need to be at 2,700 feet. So it's a nice long final. Almost at the point where they should tell us to begin descending. I hate this part because when it doesn't work, it drives me nuts. 104 miles to destination on our current route. Come on. Don't. Oh. Nice. Excellent. There we go.
Descend and maintain flight level 200.
Okay, we'll set 200. We'll begin that descent. That has to be one of my shorter cruises. So technically, you wouldn't be expected to begin this descent until 93 miles out. So we're a little ahead of the curve, but that's all right. This is definitely going to be one of my shortest flights in the longitude. I'm putting this in San Jose probably within about 19 minutes. It's fun to do shorter flights every once in a while, you know? Keeps you engaged. I really hope they figure out this oscillation roll. It's really irritating. I've noticed it only seems to happen above a certain speed. It doesn't seem to happen if you're not going too fast. Right now our ground speed's 499 knots. Which is fast, but not unreasonably so. I mean, true airspeed, TAS, is shown here is 450 knots. Knots indicated is 320. All perfectly normal. Well, the upside to the Santa Ana wind conditions that we get is the only weather is the wind. Skies are clear, unless there's a fire, in which case you're going to have to deal with smoke issues. But to my knowledge, the sim isn't not modeling fire yet. I suspect that peak right there is Mount Diablo. I'll show it to you. Yeah. There's the San Francisco Bay. It might be Mount Diablo. It might be too far east to be that. It might be. I'm not sure. We'll have to look as we get closer. Anyway, there's the bay. There's the. You can actually just barely make out the San Francisco Peninsula, right there. Obviously, you can't see the Golden Gate Bridge from this far out. 205. Well, that's going to be kind of below me there, honey. But I'll look.
The Tree Bravo Whiskey have the generic in sight.
I do. I don't see him. Traffic alert.
Less than 1 mile flight level 210 generic. Report them in sight.
I don't.
The Tree Bravo Whiskey traffic in sight.
I don't have them. They don't do a traffic alert call out very often. It's kind of interesting. But I didn't ever see him. Maybe he's going too fast. I mean, maybe there is a lag on this sometimes where by the time they tell you to watch out, you've already passed them. Noticed that before. 74 miles out. At 70, you'd expect to be at 21,000 feet. We're at 74 miles out, and we're at 22,006, so that's perfect. Looking good. I did tune bearing 2 to nav 2, and we do have, as you can see, SJC, Sierra Juliet Charlie, showing 57 miles away. But there's actually 69 miles left on our route. For reasons I've explained before, we're not actually flying straight to the airport. We're not flying straight to SJC. We have to approach it. So that adds a little bit of time to our flight. The Great Central Valley. Northern part of it anyway here. A lot of food. A lot of almonds. A lot of rice, believe it or not. We'll see if we have any other traffic issues. San Jose's a busy airport. I had nothing but difficulty with ATC the last time I flew in here, landing at runway 12. What did I say we were landing at before? 31? I think it's 30. Now I'm curious. Plates. KSJC. KSJC. Yeah, I'd have been too scared to land on that. 14,000. So that's the 3 whiskey.
Descend and maintain
That's good. They're not ignoring us.
Cessna 3 Bravo whiskey.
It's runway 30. Yeah, 30 left. I think earlier I said 31. I meant 30. Anyway, the last time I was flying into runway 12, ATC didn't work. And it was a real headache. But this time we are 2745. So that's the 3 whiskey per day. A lot of traffic. See this guy.
Oakland Center says the November 34 Tree Bravo whiskey is at flight level.
He's headed away from us.
Descending 14,000 feet.
Which you can tell because the red light is on the left instead of the right. Whoops. I intuitively turned to the right using the mouse. 50 miles out. We're too high, so let's go ahead and accelerate this and start slowing down.
Oakland Center, Alaska 1436 is at flight level 250, descending 10,000 feet.
Landing gear.
Have to use that speed brake.
The Tree Bravo whiskey, you are 39 miles northeast.
Landing gear.
Descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 30 left approach by abort transition.
Betty says 2991. We're cleared to board. 3006 is what I'm showing as the nearest. Down to 4,000, so that's the 3 Bravo whiskey.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 30 left approach by abort transition. Clear to board Cessna 3 Bravo whiskey.
They're doing a more aggressive descent here.
Maintain present heading and altitude Cessna 3
40
Bravo.
miles out. We want to be at 12,000 feet, and we're 46 miles out and 16,500 feet. So we do need to bleed off a little altitude here.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Speed brake is your friend.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
All right.
Landing gear. 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 Landing gear.
Okay. All right, so we can arrest our descent right here slightly. Descend at 2,000 feet per minute. Clear, clear skies. This wind, it just comes in from the northeast and just drops the relative humidity and really is quite something.
Going to 126.475 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
He cleared us down to 4,000 feet
NorCal approach Cessna November
because
3 Bravo Whiskey is
that
at
is
12,700 feet, descending 4,000
the
feet.
published approach plate altitude for Clyde. So that's where that's coming
Cessna
from.
November 3 Bravo Whiskey NorCal approach. Continue to board as planned. Altimeter 29.95.
I just realized something. My FLIGHT app is using the flight plan I had when I was originally planning to land on runway 12. So we got to make a few quick corrections here, replacing some of these waypoints with the new ones, because we don't want to be relying on incorrect information, do we? Before Zulip, it's correct in the sim, just wrong on my FLIGHT app. Jenes. This FLIGHT app is so easy to use. Hivek, Hiveak. Okay. Now we're in better shape. Didn't really change our orientation too much. I'm still showing us 38 miles out, and we're at 10,000 feet, so that's fine. I'm going to be 9,000 feet at 30 miles out. We're coming up on the board waypoint. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. When I was loading up the sim, the original plan was to land at runway 12, but then I lived in the area for a long time. Most of the time planes approach from the south towards the north at runway 30. But I was under the impression that 12 was in use. The group of 12 runways was obviously the opposite direction of 30. Same runway, just pointed in the other direction. Anyway, I'd realized that was not correct. The active runway at San Jose right now is runway 30, etc. 30 with both left and right. Anyway, so we changed the approach in the setup page, but I never did get around to doing it in the look at all those trails and fire roads. Never did get around to doing it in the FLIGHT app, so that was my mistake. But you saw, I mean, I fixed it in 30 seconds. It's amazing how easy that FLIGHT app is to use. I really highly recommend it to anybody that's...
Bravo Whiskey descend and maintain 5,200 feet.
She just, earlier it was 4,000 feet, so that's a little annoying.
Descend and maintain 5,200 feet Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Hopefully this isn't a sign of trouble about to emerge from ATC. Let's continue slowing. Even more conservative on our descent rate. I am seeing little weird graphical anomalies. I don't know if you can see this. You see this? What the hell is that? I've flown into the Bay Area half a dozen times in this sim. I've never seen this before. Let's take a screenshot of that just to post on the boards. We'll see if they resolve like the other ones did. 28 miles now. This is really remarkable in terms of how much it looks like this. I mean, they just nail this. They've even got antenna array and so forth on top of some of those peaks. See that? Look. More weirdness. Okay, 25 miles, 7,000 feet. Switch bearing 1 over to nav 1 just so we can start getting our ILS data. Which we do have. ISJC, 19.5 miles out. Continue our descent. That is crazy. Something about one of the more recent patches has created this problem because I've never seen this before. And I've landed in the Bay Area lots of times in this game. I have to post that. Very strange. Continue slowing.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed below 230 knots.
No problem.
Descend and maintain 4,000
Little wind shear
feet.
there.
Keep speed below 230 knots. Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Okay, 4,000 feet we're descending to, which is the height at the altitude we need to be at Clyde. Right now we are 63 seconds from Clyde. So we need to descend at 2,300 feet per minute in order to be at 4,000 at Clyde.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing
We're
gear.
descending so steeply
Landing
right
gear.
now that it's affecting our ability to slow down sufficiently. But I'm modifying it here. Glide slope
Landing
information
gear.
looks good.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Set airspeed
Landing
at
gear.
190.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Making that
Landing
right
gear.
turn. Let's turn off the bank
Landing
limiter.
gear.
Enable us to make a
Landing gear.
steeper turn. And now we look good on our glide slope. Just about perfect,
Landing gear.
frankly.
Landing gear.
Shallow out.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Switch over to nav.
Landing
Switch
gear.
over to APPR.
Landing gear.
Switch
Landing
this
gear.
from
Landing
FMS to
gear.
nav 1.
Landing gear. Landing
Try to get him to shut up.
Landing gear.
Good. One notch of flaps. Set 185. Now we're basically on final. You can actually see the airport. Showing us about 5 minutes. Glide slope looks perfect.
Whiskey descend and maintain 3,200 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,200 feet. Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
It's got a nice conservative descent rate. This, as it continues to drop, will cause the glide slope to intercept. Localizer and glide slope. Set 180. Lot of wind. 44 knots coming at us from down these hills, just like I said, out of the northeast. We'll see how long those winds hold as in terms of when we get on
Cessna Tree
short
Bravo
final.
Whiskey, you are 12 miles southeast of San Jose. Contact San Jose Tower on 124.0 when inbound on the approach.
There's the tower handoff.
Tower on
And we got the glide slope now, by the way.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
See that green diamond's perfectly centered between the two white dots on the top and the two white
San
dots on the
Jose
bottom.
Tower, Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey 11 miles southeast inbound ILS runway tree 0 left approach.
Cessna November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey, San Jose Tower. Cleared ILS runway tree 0 left approach. Altimeter 29.9, 2 wind 206 at 14.
What'd she say?
Cleared ILS runway tree 0 left approach Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Altimeter 29902. Okay. All right. Still got plenty of wind. 31 knots coming at us from this direction still. But we're still on the glide slope. Go ahead and put our gear down. On the notch of flaps.
Landing gear.
That never gets old. Oh man, these winds are all over the place. Slow down.
San Jose Tower Southwest 4626 miles west inbound RNAV Zulu runway 12 right approach.
Uh-oh. Another plane coming into runway 12 right.
462 San Jose Tower. Cleared RNAV Zulu runway 12 right approach. Altimeter 29.9er, 2 wind 206 at 14. Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey cleared to land runway 30 left.
That's hilarious.
206 at 14.
206 at 14.
Cleared RNAV Zulu runway 12 right approach southwest 462.
The wind modeling in this game.
Southwest
Yikes.
462 cleared to land runway 12 right. Wind 206 at
Literally, the
14.
planes were taken off on the runway now I'm landing
Cleared to
on.
land runway 30 left Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
In other words,
Cleared to land runway 12 right southwest 462.
that's hilarious. Full flaps. They just cleared 2 airplanes to land on the same runway in opposite directions. What could possibly go wrong? You just gotta
2 mile final runway 30 left.
suck it up, you know. Oh, I love it. Right over downtown San Jose. Holy smokes, did you catch that? Alright, disengage the autopilot. I'm sorry,
500.
the auto throttle, and
San
now
Jose Tower wingspan 21 ready to go runway 12 right IFR to Hawthorne.
1-2 right to Hawthorne.
500.
Wingspan 21 hold, short runway 12 right. Traffic is generic, on final.
That Southwest guy is going to have to do a go-around because I'm landing. At least that's the plan. Get on the ground before he does.
Hold short runway 12 right, wingspan 21.
They cleared me to land there, pal. Sorry.
Southwest 462, go around.
Oh, Jesus. That wind played games with us. Oh, no. The wind's still blowing us.
Southwest
Now,
462.
excuse me. I'm going to stop here on the runway just to make a point. They said
3 Bravo Whiskey, turn next
that the
taxiway.
winds were from the west. Did you hear them? Look, I'm not making this stuff up. The winds were, what'd she say? 206 at 14. Look at this. Winds are 14 knots from the northeast. They gotta get this stuff improved because, you know, you're on short final and you're planning on winds being from one direction and they're radically incorrect, the information you're getting. And that causes that kind of stuff that you saw there where we almost blew over.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, contact ground on 1217.
Well, bringing the spoilers,
21 cleared for takeoff runway 12 right.
flaps. Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on
7 for Cessna 3
wrong. I don't know what it is about San Jose. It's like cursed. Ground, parking.
Cleared for takeoff runway 12
San Jose,
right,
Brown
wingspan
Cessna
21.
November Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey, request taxi to parking.
Cessna November 34 Tree Bravo Whiskey taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Juliet Victor.
Okay.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Juliet Victor Cessna Tree Bravo.
Yeah, so there was just a lot going on with that landing. I mean, the winds were wrong. There's planes taking off from different runways and landing at the same runway. I mean, you heard her. She cleared the Southwest guy at the same exact time that she cleared me. That's what we would call a bug, friends. ATC should not do that. It goes without saying. You don't want to generally clear two airplanes to land on the same runway in opposite directions. Anyway, yeah, we almost went ass over teakettle on that one. I'm actually stunned that we didn't have a wing strike. I mean, there would have, if there'd been one, we would have heard it, because I've had it happen before in the TBM. But there wasn't. There's our flashlight guy. Still want me going right? There we go. Okay. All right. That's that. Well, listen, what can I say? As I've said many times, perhaps more times than I care to admit, I don't edit this stuff. Stop our timer. Short flight. Lights. And we'll go outside for just one last goodbye. There it is. 3 Bravo Whiskey, safe in San Jose. No damage to the wingtip. Despite that gust of wind's best efforts. Such a good looking plane. God. All right, that's it. We'll say goodbye now, and I'll drop to the logbook screen. There we go. 33 minutes, 49 seconds of wheels up to wheels down. And KTRK to KSJC. Welcome to San Jose. Local time, 3:06 p.m. That's it. Have a good one.